Right?
Uh-huh. Sweat Equity Podcast and Streaming Show, the #1 business comedy podcast, comedy business podcast in the world.
I can't be a crutch for you with my sound.
Oh,
Pause.
I see you reaching for something. That's why
I know, I'm
trying
messing
to-
with you.
I don't want to over
Don't be
talk.
watching me. We're going to start getting better, guys.
We're better. We're getting better. We got Max Traylor coming on to fulfill his residency duties as a guest on the show.
Yeah, duties.
MaxTrailer.com. If you're a consultant that needs some life-changing help, you might want to hit him up. Good interview with him. Psychology, it's what business is all about. We're 2020's best small medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the United States. We're 2021's best podcast and streaming entertainment studio, Eastern United States Media Awards 2021, Corporate Vision Magazine. Look, guys, we've won a lot of awards. We're pretty fucking good. So many awards that are real, 100% real, and not a trophy scale.
Our gowns are real.
Our gowns are real. Our white suits are pressed for new pictures. Coming soon, yeah. Listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. On Spotify, you actually have to listen to us before you can give a review. Did you know that? So you just want to play it on mute, fine by us, but do it. Give a 5-star review after that. This episode sponsored by your gut biome partner, Viome. Get 70% off Viome's gut intelligence tests and supplements with the link in this podcast. It'll hook you up with health insights, personal food recommendations, and precision supplements formulated just for you.
Yeah. And
Hey,
poop.
find out what your flora and fauna of your gut's all about. Get this gut intelligence test by Viome, your gut biome test. Let's do this. Howdy.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
Everybody, places, everyone.
Looks like I'm late.
The stars arrived.
Yeah, just sat in fucking traffic for an hour.
I know. I heard it was a 15-minute drive that took you 45 minutes.
Talked so much shit about you while you were gone.
That's fine. If you didn't, I'd be mad.
I know.
Well, we were discussing the minor heart attack you had, allegedly.
Yeah, let's talk about how you died on the podcast yesterday.
I may have stroked out. It's worth listening to the last episode.
Out.
I'm sad I had the camera on the guest.
It was like, I've had it happen a couple times. It definitely had too much. You know what was the other part?
A little too much sun, huh?
Well, I took my vitamins without eating and then was only chewing on nicotine gum. And I think I overloaded on that.
Maybe where it was at.
And then my body... Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't think vitamin D does that to people.
Well,
I don't think the vitamins play a huge role.
Vitamin D was my stripper name, but yeah.
Shaped like a little pill.
Yep, so a little
Take
capsule.
your vitamins.
Right.
Take your vitamins.
Take your vitamins, ladies.
You get enough D, all right, drop your linen. What's it called? Max, this is how we start with you, as always, with some non-sequitur shit.
We started a long time ago, Law.
Oh, this has been
Yeah.
running?
You'll have to listen and find out.
I don't care. Look, you guys can...
Obviously
I
not.
don't care, dude.
You
Obviously
can gossip
you don't
like
care.
the girls at brunch. There's one late. They all talk shit about her before she gets there. And then she gets there and like, shh.
Everybody thinks you're fat too.
What? I've been working on that. Max, I don't have your plugs in front of me. Otherwise, I'd say them out. Is it maxtrailer.com? Did you get that? Is that where people find you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
We're back to that. This is like my 4th time here.
Oh, I know, but you're assuming all listeners listen to every episode.
Or that we
Oh,
have
we're
memories.
actually recording. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, we're still recording.
MaxTrailer.com.
We've been recording for 2 minutes. But I didn't
What
want
do we do with the other 60 seconds? No.
Well, apologize and say you're so hot. Are we talking about premature ejaculation?
I just got a haircut
out.
today.
You're looking good.
I'm feeling pretty Yeah.
You look like you
'cause
run
as of
faster now.
and jump higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, I'm starting to sell stuff. Like I think people profile folks on these video calls.
Oh, for sure.
Since you got the haircut.
Oh my
You're
God.
saying.
Yeah, like I'm killing it. Today I just slayed it like nothing was going on. And then,
job.
when I have like screwed up hair, people are like, who's this kid? What? I'm not giving this kid 50 grand. Looks like a hipster. Looks like lost.
Yeah, we're not in
Well, let's
we're not in sales.
let's do a little audit. Everybody's in sales. Everybody's a salesman.
I know, but not directly.
Yeah, but you're always selling an idea. You're selling
Right.
work to someone.
I would argue our haircuts sell what we need to sell.
Not
Lots of vitamin D.
well. Let's look at
Vitamin E!
Is this your setup for your sales calls? Because I was going to say, I almost nutted when I saw that that bar, that's a globe that I was just talking to you. We were talking about this 2 months ago.
Yeah. A lot more
It's
than that. But
the bar is in the globe, Lieutenant.
Can you close it for us?
Well, I can't, not with this much
too
shit in
tall?
it, but yeah, you can close it. It closes.
Yeah, capacity issues.
It's currently stocked. It's reached capacity.
Yeah, and you can't get too tall bottles because it'll.
Yeah,
it'll
it's
mess-
meant to remain open.
How deep does that go? I mean, like
What's the
if it's all
volume?
right. I mean, if you sit
I
it
can
down.
I can pull this from the center. Watch.
Okay.
All right, he is pulling a bottle from the
it.
middle. Looks like a
Okay,
big
that's
fat tequila
tequila.
Size of
bottle.
my head. So
Yeah.
that's-
Okay. Well, that's a big world.
and it just disappears into the center.
So you got a girthy globe,
Yeah, there's a lot of girth.
oh, and then you got the
Girthyglobes.com.
then you got your clubs in the back. So it's like I play golf, but
Right.
they're epic. I think those are good. I don't know.
I mean, this sums up most of my life.
And then a painting that could
Time-wise.
either be really expensive or really not expensive. I can't tell.
That's insulting.
Well, that some art's like that, and I don't have the
Most
eye.
art
You've got the eye for that. You
don't
do
know.
it.
I don't know.
This?
Yeah,
Oh, my wife did that.
it's great. It's so high.
I asked her for like a side profile, and she gave me this.
A river. That's what I see.
That's
She's
what it's all
laying
about.
face
I don't know what
down
it is.
on a towel, maybe.
Yeah. Is it smothering you? Is that what she wants?
Face down in a towel. That's what it's called.
There you go. Well, that's
now on.
perfect.
Send this episode to your
man.
wife.
I
This
wish
would be
I didn't
great.
have
Thanks,
amnesia
babe.
5 minutes after every episode, or I'd make a plaque that said whatever I just said.
Well, so sales.
Honestly, don't
What are you
remember.
selling with your high noon? What are selling services? Selling. Don't look at me like that.
Remember, this is for the
Have we
listeners.
have we started?
We started 5 minutes ago, man. This is what the show is.
Okay, no. Ask the question again. Ask it again. I'm
What
ready
are
now.
what are you selling?
Like right now?
You the thing. Am I drunk? I'm sober. I'm stone sober.
know.
Are you guys
Where-
wasted?
Where are we right now?
Max wants his time back.
Well, you were talking. You were just humble bragging about selling stuff.
Yeah, what'd you sell?
What are you selling?
Oh, I see. Like because I got my hair cut.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So this year I launched, this cohort of independent consultants. Because I want to help more independent consultants, because these companies that I work with, it doesn't excite me anymore. Like making them more money. They never call me and they're like, hey, I now work 3 days a week. Never gotten a call like that working for a company. If anything, they get more responsibility.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, well, that's kind of
That's
this.
what you're supposed to do. That's what they think. I paid you your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. So I've got, I'm kind of addicted to these people that actually change their lives. They're like, I'm gonna double my prices, and you know what that means? I only have to work half the time, and that's some really cool stuff. So I've been talking to a lot more independent consultants about this cohort that I'm running. It's a 90-day challenge. And they pay me 10 grand, and they like double their prices and work half the time and change their lives. It's pretty cool.
So you're kind of as we've had you on the show. It seems like you keep backing out from having to talk to any of the companies. Like a slow recession to now you have more people that were like you, in that position, and you're trying to help impart that knowledge. Is that fair?
Well, Yeah. But also, the companies, the agencies and the consultancies I work with, I've just raised my prices consistently,
Mm-hmm.
and I get more selective. Which raising your prices forces you to get more selective because people it's more considered purchase. So it's like it's like 50 grand now for a company to be like, I want you to help me productize this thing, and so now I only have to work with 2 of those clients at a time. And that part of my business has been really, consistent. So I'll be working with 1 or 2 larger organizations at any given time. But I think it's more like, where am I building new stuff? Like, where's my creativity going?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really towards the big organizations. My creativity right now is in this big migration of corporate people to doing their own thing. And for years I've helped them like with the tactical stuff, like here's what your offering should look like, let me help you with a business plan. But what I've doubled down on now is like the psychological side,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like burnout and imposter syndrome and being a perfectionist and trying to do everything yourself. Those are all psychological baggage that we have. And if you can't figure that out, it's not going to be fun, even if you do make the money you want to make. But more so, it kind of just holds you back from making logical decisions. So I actually I partnered with a PhD in psychology and predictive analytics, and we built an app that will tell you like, Law, you're a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
And so
we
if
love
you do
those.
this thing, then, you're going to be more satisfied. You're going to be more creative. And then it's an artificial intelligence engine. So it'll actually track what happens so that we can predict when burnout is coming for you, when you're going to have a heart attack in the middle of a podcast. Like, I'll be able to tell you like, hey, Law, tomorrow's the day, bud. So
Okay,
you
how
better
do we
beef
get
up
this
on your
app?
vitamin D.
Yeah,
We will be guinea
beta
pigs.
test, alpha beta test.
Yeah. You guys are in the
Because
group D.
we absolutely nerd out on some personality. I mean, consider ourselves kind of experts.
Well, we do love the psychology behind, a lot of hiring, a lot of placement, and like just the overall.
How about the one the other day, the LinkedIn one that you showed me? He found, I don't even remember what it was. I guess it was a Chrome extension or something, and you just plug it into their LinkedIn profile and it'll spit back like, it's more for sales, I guess. Like,
it's definitely for
shortcut.
sales.
But it was, I mean, what it had, it was pretty accurate.
It's called Crystal. It's a Google Chrome extension, and then I think the caveat is the person needs to be somewhat active on LinkedIn, like not just sharing. They got to actually write stuff in a post, I think, for it to kind of aggregate.
Right. I don't do that.
No, maybe
really.
not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, you at least post. Some people, a lot of LinkedIn accounts are like resume accounts, or they're just update it once a year and then kind of just leave it be. This had a breakdown of kind of like, I thought it was pretty accurate.
No, I mean, surprisingly, considering I don't really write a lot of my own thoughts down.
Are you talking about the thing that like tells you how to talk to people?
Yes.
Where it's like, you need to be aggressive with this person, or like
it does a little bit more than that, but that's part of it.
Yeah. If you open
it was rudimentary, psychologically evaluating people, but
it was basically like mine was like, I have Asperger's. Just get to the point if you're going to ask me something or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of. I'll talk to people who are hitting me up, but it's like, what is it? Just let's get to it, kind of thing. So way, and
I like
then
that.
it also said try to have a joke in there because I will put some, comedy related stuff on my posts on LinkedIn, this show or stand up wise.
I just show up half in the bag, and they figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. So where are you with this app? And are you Minority Report? That like, is this going to solve crimes before they happen?
No, that's a great idea. Maybe
It's ours.
crime. Maybe the crime of self-doubt.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Where am I with it? We've been building it for like 5 months now. It should launch. You should get a little beta tickler. I'm told at the end of the month. I think that's horse shit. I think it's going to be longer than that. But we've built a pretty interesting, data set. We surveyed about 120 independent consultants to build some of these theories. Like, you need theories before you build a predictive,
Show me theories.
Intelligent thing. So, like we learned things like being a workaholic is self-inflicted, and so it's part of your identity. You associate your value with how hard you're working. And what I learned is that if you take a workaholic and you try to tell them that is a bad thing, like you need to work less hard and you'll benefit from it. Change your mindset. If you try to change the mindset of someone that's self-inflicted, bad things happen. It actually gets worse.
Right.
Your burnout gets worse. Your creative energy goes down. Your job satisfaction goes down if you try and change their mindset. If you give them boundaries, however, if you say, look, you can be a workaholic all you want. Congratulations. Do that shit between 8 and 5 and then cut yourself off. That's where the boost in creative energy, job satisfaction comes from. So I guess I'm learning that there's different psychological profiles that you need to treat differently when it comes to new behaviors and new mindsets. It's no wonder I drive a bunch of people to emotional breakdowns while I'm working with them. So cheers to that.
Well,
That's badass.
I assume you're kind of a business therapist of sorts. When you're a consultant, sometimes I know when you get in that role and you are talking to people, you might be the only outside party they can talk to about what's going on, because no one else really especially if you're talking to kind of entrepreneurs. It's one of those things where no one really understands that plight, even if you have your partner right next to you in life as your business partner. You're still delegating out, and there's usually not a lot of time to kind of think about that kind of stuff. I'm interested that you have the diagnosis part with this app, and I have questions on that, but the changing behavior part, that's the harder thing, right? Like you're just saying, how are you going to go about that?
How do you inception them to make them think it's their idea?
Yeah. Yeah, like Elliot Page in Inception.
Make them pay for the advice. They usually follow directions if they pay for it.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Goes back to
If I
raising
tell
the
you
prices.
if I tell you to plan on Mondays, you're gonna go, I'm not really a planner. But if you pay me $100,000 to change your life, and first thing I tell you is to plan during Mondays, you're more likely to take my advice. So I don't know how to answer that. There's little behavior changes. I think it needs to be small things, and they need to happen one at a time. And that's how I think we're going to approach it is, for a workaholic, there's 10 things that we've found to improve creative energy, reduce burnout, increase your life satisfaction, but do one of them. Pick one thing. Let's hold you accountable for 10 minutes on Monday. Plan out your week.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that the next time, a client comes along and wants you to do something that, you don't have a packaged offering for, say no. The next time you sacrifice your weekend to work, say no to that. So little incremental things.
I love the package offering part. I love
like
that. No scope creep.
Yeah.
That's where that comes in. That's
Scrambling.
where
Want no
next
creep.
thing you know, you're doing everything. You're running their entire business.
Yeah, scrambling
the
to
guy that don't get no love
Yeah,
from me.
exactly.
chasing
Don't go chasing
back.
waterfalls.
Exactly.
Yes, that 2000
1995.
Getting rusty, old man.
the daily double. It's the daily double.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I definitely was a person that would do that, where I go, okay, I'm going to fucking revamp this shit. for myself, and I would try to do too many things at once, habit-wise, and then it would fall apart. So I agree with that approach. Is baby steps to the car, baby steps to the sidewalk. Dr. Leo
I guess,
Marvin.
Business-wise, have it down on paper. Let's all be on the same page is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, well, I guess you shouldn't try something new until the thing that you're trying has become habit. Like I've been planning. Monday has been my planning day for years, but for a period of time, maybe a year, it was really hard to just block off all of Monday and tell clients like, I'm not talking to you, because Monday is my planning day. I use the entire day of Monday to plan my week, which usually turns into playing golf or like doing shit I want to do, but I get my plan done. And so I guess like before you try and go do something else, some new behavior, make sure that thing that you're doing now has really caught on and feels natural.
Yeah, because they're paying you to do it. If you're charging somebody to do something and you're like, yeah, I'll figure it out. It might not be awesome. Whatever that might be.
Yeah, well, that's really linked to so something like imposter syndrome is not self-inflicted. You don't inflict upon yourself that you're not worth it. You get that from your surroundings. You get that from someone telling you that you're a piece of shit, or you get that from saying, "Hey, it's 50 grand," and them telling you, "Max, I think you're worth 20." It's not me saying I'm not worth it. It's self-inflicted. So in those cases, you do need some mindset work. You do need to work on like, hey, we need to load you up with all the success stories. Keep it in a journal. I keep mine in a desk. I print out the great emails people send me and I put them in my desk, because our mind is going to keep the negative stuff at the top, and that's the stuff that's going to tell us we're not worth it. And so we need a mindset change. But so those are anyway. But one of the other market forces that contributes to that is when clients pull you in different directions. They say, "I want to pay you for this thing over here," and you're like, "Yeah, great, that'd be great," because we're afraid and hungry, so we take that deal. And now we have to spend all this time trying to learn something that we're probably decent at but not great at. So it's these market forces, these external things that pull us into like, I'm like actually paranoid that I don't know what I'm doing. There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you say part of that imposter syndrome is lack of self-awareness of sorts? Like, where are you with your skills? Or where?
I don't think so. And all of these things everybody has. It's not like you don't have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, it's a
you
percentage.
Don't overwork. Right. It's just like, where are you on the spectrum? But like I get my imposter syndrome from getting no's. Like I do a lot of sales activity and I alternate weeks. So I do a sales week. Like today I did 5 sales calls, new people. And mathematically, a lot of those aren't going to work out. And even though I'm confident, even though I've been doing this for 7 years, I've got, all the positive reinforcement in the world. In that day, in that time, 2 calls just don't, and I'm like, what, am I even doing the right thing? So,
Can I throw something back at you with that example that you kind of told us via your book, is kind of track your results, measure what's going on. And so you have 7 years of data going, all right, if I do 5 calls, probably one of these is legit, or whatever that hit rate is. And now you have the data to kind of look at it. In a similar respect, you're talking about Mondays becoming your planning day. When you're changing behaviors, right? I need to add this good behavior in to set me up. When you first initially do it, I have to remind myself, if I'm doing something like that this will get easier the more I do it. So the first Monday probably took all day, right? And then the next Monday, a little bit less, and then you got to process, right? So over time, you figure out that process kind of by doing. and the same respect where you can counter that kind of, I call it kind of like it's anxiety in the sky kind of thing, where it's just kind of floating around, where you're doing all those calls. At the end of the day, you go, what am I really doing this? But now you have enough track record to look at it and go, okay, this guy's not going to fall down, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need to reflect. Like, even if it is going poorly, my emotional state when I know exactly what's going on, I know why it happened. I know the numbers, even if the numbers are all zero. If I do 10 calls, none of them work out well, they're all a complete disaster. If I know why, I'm very confident because I can do something about that. On the flip side, if I do 10 calls and 8 go extremely well, I'm still dog tired at the end of it, and I'm like, what? I'm freaking lost. I may be excited, but the next day I'm going to be burnt out. I'm going to be unaware of where I'm at for my goals. So I think your performance is irrelevant if you don't take time to reflect, and that's what Monday is for me. It's, how many calls did I have? What went well? What didn't go well? Where am I according to my plan? And yeah, I have years of data that says, about where I should be. But even when I'm behind, it doesn't make me more paranoid or feel like I'm not worth it. I don't get the imposter syndrome from that. I get the imposter syndrome from simply not being aware of where I am.
Do you have to figure out that self-awareness part of you where you, like, I know you said you have it on Monday, but it sounds like you do it a little bit at the end of the day as well, to go, like, I think changing behaviors a lot of the time, or creating solutions creatively, it comes at a frustration point of going, I don't want to be in this where I'm at right now.
Well, how about the printing out of the nice emails? That's something that Law and I talk about all the time. If you're doing digital stuff, you don't really like produce anything tangible at the end of the day. Yeah. You're kind of just moving your hand around most of the day clicking. Yeah.
And nobody touches you on the shoulder like, hey, you changed my life, by the way.
Right.
And you don't see it.
Yeah,
in
there's
eyes.
no.
You don't
physical...
get that after. You don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I like to resell in the reporting.
What?
Look how fucking awesome I'm doing for you.
Yeah,
we're fucking kicking ass. That's why I'm making
these. Show up at their door with charts.
Yeah, but you still don't have a physical thing of it.
That's why I want those.
You take a picture and then you print it out and you put it on your desk. You have a whole desk full of all the fucking. Look how good I did. Pictures.
In our old office, I used to hang up all the thank you cards.
That's what all those middle finger pictures.
I used to.
But like the thing is, like I get a life-changing email from somebody, a client. My business partner interviews our clients at different times because now I've learned that gives me confidence. So now I manufacture confidence by having my business partner periodically interviewing old clients and new clients, and just like reporting the good stuff to me.
There you go.
One guy was like, yeah, what was that?
The good feedback loop.
Yeah, I just want the good stuff. I don't want the shitty stuff. Don't tell me about that. But he was like, yeah, I went from charging $2,000 to $25,000 a month, and I complained the whole time, and you changed my life, and thank you for that. Now I forgot about that within 24 hours. Like I didn't like celebrate more than I usually do. Like nothing really changed. I was like, oh yeah, cool, good. Now on the other hand, I got this client that loves me. But something happened and I started to get paranoid. I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to cancel. Like, I don't think he appreciates it. It turns out it was fine. But just the possibility of someone having a negative experience with me kept me up for days. There was like a 3-day time period before, like when I got the email that got me paranoid to when I actually spoke to him. So why is it that we let just the idea of something negative, impact us so much, and life-changing positive things go by like that? We pay no attention to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the point is to
Does
be
your
aware.
app know?
Well, I think what we're finding is that I am a certain psychological profile that is driven by the feedback that I get. Maybe part of that's being an only child. But I am driven by the positive or negative feedback. It sets my motivation. It sets my tone. Generally, it's positive, so I'm a fucking race car. But I can crash into a wall if one person's like, you know what? I don't like you. And that's a certain type of psychological profile. So the point is to understand what sort of mindset tricks, behavior changes are most effective for particular profiles, and likewise, what type of advice to stay away from, because it could work for other people. It could work for other people, but for you, it's actually going to make things worse. And that's where I look back on my career in helping people, and I can see those times when I was trying to change a workaholic's mindset, and it had a negative effect, because they're actually doing something that I perceive as good for them. Hey, you didn't work this weekend, and it actually makes them more paranoid, more dissatisfied in themselves. So everyone's different, and I guess that's the point. And learning about those differences is something cool that I've gotten into this year.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really.
I totally get it.
When you said, as an example, someone doesn't like you, do you take it personal? Do you take it professional, or both?
Definitely personal.
No, there is no personal professional barrier with me.
I'm seeing if there's a compartmentalization of this, like.
No, it's all personal.
Yeah.
Like I consider everyone a friend, and I consider it a personal failure when people don't see the value. So yeah, I mean and I think that's part of the psychological profile of the imposter.
What?
Because we wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we don't have, like, starting with the assumption that we all have a career's worth of experience. We have tremendous value to provide. That's the assumption. You're not in the study if you're not providing tremendous value to people. You wouldn't make it as an independent consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that we don't feel worth it when our customers deem you worthy and pay you? People can't take the study if they're on the street starving. So someone found you worthy. Why do you not agree with them? That's the question.
On the flip side of that, do you have the Dunning-Kruger in there? You're a bit younger than us. It's the opposite of.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It's the opposite of imposter syndrome.
Let's talk about Dunning-Kruger.
Well, I like that there's a yin to yang on the imposter syndrome. The Dunning-Kruger is like, you think you're an expert on something where you're not actually one, right? You watch a YouTube video and you're like, I know everything about Google ads, but you just can fake it maybe through a conversation probably and talk your way. But I feel like the generation behind us has a lot more of this going on, where I don't know, it might be an ego thing, could be an age thing, honestly.
Well,
I've never come across that.
I think
really.
I mean, first of all, I don't know how long you're going to last if you don't know what you're talking about, which is part of like in order to play this game and just exist, like, you kind of got to know what you're doing. Now, sure, some people slip through the cracks, but the actual thing that we look at is the jack of all trades profile. The jack of all trades profile is the people that say, I need to get into everything.
Yeah.
They do everything in their business, everything that could be done for their clients. They try to learn it. So they spend so much time getting broad, they never go deep. And that's where you get caught a lot of times going, okay, I have 100% of my mental effort, but because I'm trying to be an expert in everything, you're really not. You're a generalist at best in a lot of these areas, and the client then goes, all right, we really need this more than everything, and you step up like you're a knight in shining armor. Really, you're a piece of shit in that category. So like that happens unintentionally because we're trying to provide value to people. Whereas the market has become so complex, like, you need to specialize. And for the jack of all trades, and by the way, that's another like market inflicted thing, because it's clients pulling you in different directions. It's not you saying,
right, here's another service we need that's adjacent to the one that we got you for.
Yeah, exactly, because clients are telling you they want to pay you for that. So It's not your fault that you're like, oh yeah, sure, let me take a look at that. And then and then you get good at it, and then you get good results, and then clients say good thing about you. So in your mind, you're like, I know SEO.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, are you the best person to help them with that? No.
Right.
So
No,
that is something we're looking at.
No, that's and people forget. People proudly say they're a jack of all trades, which they forget it's a master of none. Is the end of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking
As
about.
you know, I am against the jack of all trades, do everything for everyone thing.
So if anybody can take anything away from this, do nothing for no one ever.
Double it.
Double it.
The price.
Yeah, actually do nothing for anybody and double the price. That's the lesson. Just talk about doing it. Don't even think.
We started this with some dick jokes that were very light, and then I felt it was getting too heavy. So plus we have to skedaddle. But I'm very interested. I know Eric is too.
Oh yeah.
How this is going to play out, and I assume it. Building an app like this is like building a custom home. Whatever the date you think it is, like you said, it's probably
double it.
It's going to take a while longer, but it'll be worth it.
I'll be here when it's ready. I know that.
Okay.
You seem pretty certain about that.
I'll be here.
No paintball injuries or anything? Because are you still doing the paintball?
I officially retired, man. I hung up I'm all golf now. # all golf. For all my friends in paintball out there. Golf, man. Check it out.
They're gonna do a drive-by on your house.
Right. We've heard of golf.
Get the hose.
We live in Florida, remember? We're kind of surrounded by.
Oh shit! Hey, where? I'm gonna be in Florida, March 11th through like the 16th in like 2 weeks.
What part of Florida? That's this big.
I am going to Longboat Key.
Okay, that's close to us. It's about an hour, I think.
Wow.
I think it's about an hour away, near Sarasota.
Yeah, Sarasota. Yeah,
That's not bad.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out a rendezvous.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
19th
you'll find me on the
hole.
golf course. Yeah,
You already got that planned out? Stream song?
I think I have to either start planning it or have it planned. I don't know.
Yeah.
My goal is to play golf every day.
That's doable. Look up Stream Song. It's a drive, but it's like phosphate mines that they made into a 4-star 4 or 5-star hotel resort. But it's the only real undulation, the real hills you'll have in Florida. Playing
Golf course?
Is there golf there?
What are you talking about?
It's
I've never heard of it.
for golf, basically 4 golfers. Huge development, but it's probably an hour and a half drive. But it might be worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear it's going to be it's actually vacation for people during that week in Sarasota, so I screwed that up.
If it's snowbird season, man, it's going to be. You're going to have spring breakers.
Sarasota is vacation.
We got everybody like yourself coming from the north, coming down here. So we welcome it. We're the most American state, I say.
I grew up in Florida, man. I get it. I grew up in Jupiter.
I know. Tough living.
Yeah, that's why I got the mutt accent.
The mean streets of Jupiter.
The mean streets. Tough living.
Yeah.
That beach, man, you get sand everywhere. It's tough growing up with that.
Your golf cart breaks down on that island, you're fucked. Isn't that where Robert Kraft got a handy? Anyway.
Yeah, it's a PR disaster.
Yeah, but I'm actually on his. I'm on his side. His wife died, and then he was just like, "Hey, someone take care of this."
So lost.
It's all right.
Robert Kraft is on
Jupiter Island, Florida.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's having a stroke now?
No, I got it. I think I got it.
Max, we love you coming
on.
on.
Your dog. Yeah, no, I got it.
It's not cheating if it's your dog. What's it called? Thanks for coming on. It's always entertaining and a meandering, winding road of an interview. But
are most people this meandering? What
we play to the person.
You to have me back so many times?
You're an interesting cat. You kind of figured a lot of shit out early, and you're trying to impart that knowledge. I think you get to that wisdom stage where you're at, even though you're young in the game, but I'm interested in people that have been successful and are willing to kind of impart that to the audience we have, you know.
Well, I hope your listeners don't get sick of me, but I really enjoy the residency. Thank you. See you next time.
Yeah, you're Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Our hearts will go on. All right.
All right, he's done.